I'm like, we can adapt it to Alzheimer centers. And then I reached out to the National Research Center to try to put all the participants or the stakeholders and partners in the same loop. And now we are moving forward with the project, and it really have an amazing potential to help people.
Hello, everyone. Today, my podcast guest is Zach from Hylo. Zach, thanks for joining us. Please tell us a little bit about yourself and the company.
Thank you so much for the invitation today, Carl. Really love seeing what you're doing in this podcast. Well, my name is Zack El-Orfi. I'm the founder of Hylo Smart Mirror. It's a, it's a smart mirror company based in Montreal. We develop hardware for hotels, for real estate developers, but we also do the software needed to be used in the mirror. It's pretty much the brain and the body working together. And I'm really happy and excited to cover all the topics with you today, Carl.
Awesome, awesome. Well, listen, for listeners here, I personally am very familiar with another mirror that I've seen called Tono, I believe. So tell me, is yours something similar or is it something different?
Well, Tonal is pretty much focused on fitness. It's a device that exclusively can be used for fitness at home. We are totally different. We took a different approach for smart mirrors. Uh, we're pretty wider, so we work, like I said, with hotels industry and real estate primarily. So, and then we do some medicals as well. We do virtual try-ons for retail. So, wherever you have anywhere there is a mirror, we have a mirror 2.0 that has more functionality. That I will come back to that
Okay.
a little bit later.
All right. And so, in that case, you mentioned real estate hotels. Why these two sectors?
That's exactly how we started the company at first. If I come back a little bit earlier, back in 2018, I was a project manager. I used to deploy grocery stores across East Canada, and I was the main guy for the network architectures and everything. It was a pretty nice job that allows me to travel a lot and conferences and be around the world. And I've been to this conference in Shanghai. It was an insane hotel. Went in and I was so tired after the day and was looking for the TV. Couldn't find it. Then I found the remote and was pointing and it turned on behind this mirror. So it was hidden behind. I was like so blown. Like this is so amazing. And then instinctively there was this big button, so I went instinctively touching there. It was not a touch screen. I'm like, this is so stupid, like so nice and so stupid at the same time. Why? Right? They're using the remote.
Uh-huh.
And then a few minutes later, okay, I'll start looking for food, but you have to go through their menu that's very basic paper menu that no one want to touch or either the remote. But anyway, it was for me. I'm like, I started thinking about why they didn't do it this way. And back then, I started thinking about a business that I wanted to start myself. I've always been kind of entrepreneur, and I come from an immigrant family. Actually, I come alone here. I'm an immigrant in Montreal. So it was for me after 20 years to start my own business. So all the sacrifices I did before to immigrate to a new country and the separation with the family, it has to worth it somewhere.
Of
Uh,
course.
it was a good experience working for the corpos and being in this life, and it was a beautiful training. But I had my time where I have to jump in and do something with my own, take more risks. And I was looking for a hardware product, someone who liked to. I spend my weekends like soldering stuff, playing with like creating some mini robots. That's something I
Hmm.
really enjoy to do. And uh, when I saw this, I couldn't stop thinking about it back in Montreal, and I talked to my wife, my ex-wife now, and about the project, and that's how I started it. I'm like, this is a really game changing for hotels if we can have a mirror for self-service, not only to watch TV, but a merge between watching TV, fitness, room service, any service that the hotel offers, even going further than that, partnership with, every hotel, every establishment have local partners. For example, Montreal here, all the
Hmm.
hotels, they have this discounts for Cirque du Soleil, for example,
Of course.
the pamphlets, and most of the time it's carton. It's not eco-friendly at all. You have to change them a lot. So why
Hmm.
not digitalize all of this in one piece of mirror, that it have the services, it have the entertainment, it have the promotions. It's a pretty much 360 access to the everything the hotel can offer and their partners.
That's
So that's how I started. I dropped my business, my old job, and I sold an apartment I used to have in Barcelona, and used my funds, took some loans to do some R&D, because back then there were no product existed that had.
hmm
So I went into 18 months of R&D with the help
hmm
of the CNRC. It's a national research center of Canada, with universities and stuff. So it was a big team building this a single unit. And 2020, we was ready to launch, and then guess what?
COVID.
COVID.
Yeah, yeah.
And who get the hit first is the hotels. So that was
Of course.
the first uh, businesses that has been like heavy impact. We had to switch model in between. People were at home, so we started to migrate to a B2C model for using the mirrors as a fitness device at home.
Hmm.
Partnership with Daily Yoga and a few on-demand fitness apps to give us enterprise licenses for distribution, and it worked pretty much. It worked pretty well. We were able to go to be on Walmart, Home Depot, Best Buy, the Bay. It's one of the stores, the store chain in Canada, and pretty
Hmm.
lot of distributors. And so that was during the pandemic. And after the pandemic,
That's wait, that's awesome. You know, that like, I have to stop you here because too many questions I have, and you're just
no worries.
dropping subtly that like, oh yeah, Walmart, Home Depot, as if it was not a big deal. That's awesome, and congratulations.
Thank you so
All
much.
right.
It's good you stopped me, because I'm full ADHD, and sometimes I can go on topics like forever. Okay.
So listen, man. Let's backtrack a little bit. First of all, I love the origin story. The fact that you walked into a hotel in Shanghai and then you saw the need for something. You loved it at first, and you were like, wait, this could be so much more than what it is, and you acted on it. That's the first thing that I want to commend you for. Second thing is that you were about to launch during COVID. You made sacrifices. You know, you were pretty much your not you were the main investor. You sold your apartment in Barcelona, etc. And then now you're about to launch, and then COVID hits. So new startups love to do this, pivot, and you have to pivot pretty quickly to say, you know what, hotels are not going to be it right now because nobody's going to hotels during COVID. So now I'm going to have to focus on a different sector, and you did just that. So, so obviously, was it always in the back of your mind to go first with hotels and then switch to something else, or you just happened to think of that because of COVID?
Actually, I had to switch to the model because the hotels were closed, but the business model, the product itself, it was all designed and think in my head in a way where it's a boost for any hotel. It's not only a device. It's something where this can reduce the workload for the reception, for example.
Hmm.
You know, not cutting. We don't want to cut people jobs, but mostly to put them more to make them more efficient. So instead of having four
Yes.
people answering basic phone calls that can be avoided, we can have only two people answering those calls, because everything pretty much is done on the meter, and the persons are have more. The other two persons have time to really give a luxury service, like a more custom service. So
Hmm.
they're more
I love
focused
it.
on really giving this 5 stars experience, and they're not just
So
busy answering basic calls. Yeah.
So are you guys in hotels now, or what's the status?
Yes, we are. We are in a very, very, very. We are very lucky. We Our first hotel, actually, we started with, it's the most photographed hotel in the world. It's Chateau Frontenac in Quebec. If
Nice.
you check it
Okay.
out, it's a Fairmont hotel. Those guys reach out to us because they was looking for fitness mirrors, just fitness ones,
Oh.
because they get the idea from there is some fitness mirrors right now in the market since the
Mm-hmm.
last 5 years, like tonal mirrors, like you said. So they were looking into solution like this, and then they found us, and we started with them. Like, yes, guys, we can put fitness, of course, but
You do
we can
more.
do
So,
more with that. Yes, exactly.
so quick question for you because this just triggered a thought. So you said earlier that you partnered with a university to develop these, correct?
Yes, correct.
So,
Yes.
so that's how the first one got manufactured. Are you still working with that university, or you have it manufactured elsewhere now?
Oh, well, actually, for the research and development, it was to make our first piece. It was the prototype. Pretty much
Gotcha.
everything was founded by, it was a bootstrap, like I told you, but also the university helped us in human resources and in science, and scientific approach to build the first model. But after that, universities, I work with them in different projects. For example, we have this medical project for Alzheimer centers where
Wow.
residents stay there. So it's totally different project. Like I said, wherever there is a mirror, me with my creative team, we're good at changing, a simple idea that a client can have. Like for example, Zach, listen, we have our residents, we need animators that will spend with them like 1 hour to 2 hours per day, just going through uh, their images, photos to stimulate their memoir. Sorry, I'm natively French, so sometimes I'm a
Yeah,
little
yeah, yeah. All good, all good.
the translation lost in translation. And I was saying that, so this is a big load of time that people, human resource needing human resources to do those tasks that they do have value, of course, but those people can be using it. They have other skills that we can use them in a different way. So actually, the approach with the mirror in this case, and you're gonna stop me anytime, Carl, okay? Because I get
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
uh, so the approach with this mirror, it's, those shared bathrooms when you go, there is like 100 residents or 200 or 500 residents. They have the
Mm-hmm.
bathrooms where they go there, the mirror recognize them, okay, and
Mm.
start feeding them. We already digitalize all their photo books, their marriage videos. It can be a voicemail. It can be their song for their newborn. Anything
Mm-hmm.
that can be heard, any media. So we put it there. And what is nice in there, the resident, the old elder people, it's between 80 to 120 minutes per day that they spend in a bathroom. And this is the most quiet place they have.
So wait, so let's backtrack you a little bit. So the university pretty much saw your mirror. Obviously, they were helping you with the first prototype, and then they said, "Hey, you know what? We might have an additional use for this." So you kind of branched off into that separate project with them, correct?
That is correct, and those are total different universities because I work with a national research center, and those
Mm-hmm.
guys are in contact with all universities across Canada and the US as well,
Mm-hmm.
a few in the US. So depending the project, I usually approach them for a project. But this one, I was approached by a private company that they want to have mirrors, okay, just for medication reminders. And then we started going
Mm-hmm.
further in the idea, why not this, why not that? And then I told them, listen, we just finished a project with this. We finished a project for La Fondation des Petits Rois, Little King Foundation. It's the
Mm-hmm.
first smart home in Canada that have young people with mid to high problème de concentration. Ils ont
Okay. Lack of focus, yes.
yes, exactly.
So,
And they have memoir issue. So usually we forgo and just teeth brush. You show them what's a teeth brush now. You come back tomorrow, they don't know what it is. So that's the situation.
mm,
So they need someone to be follow them. We launched this mirror to them. We created this mirror to them that wins two prizes last year. Octa's prize. I'm gonna send you the link later if someone wanna read it in
of
some.
course, of course.
And actually, what it does, so when the residents go in, he's recognized. He'll, hey Mathieu, and Mathieu, we know he need a video of like 1 minute for brushing his teeth. But Sarah, she need only 30 seconds, sorry. So
Hmm.
the system will adapt to the person in front because we have their medical records, we have know their situation, and we know in how many steps we should divide a task depending their case. And every time they finish a task, they get rewarded. They have this persona called Sasha. It's a 3D animated persona. This one we did it with Nîmes University in France. They developed the personage based the colors, the shape. It's all done
Hmm.
by
Hmm.
psychologists. So we put it in the mirror. So they get to pimp it. So every time they get a reward. It's a
Yeah, yeah.
gamification of the
So
task actually. And when it's the person is not looking to in the mirror after 30 seconds, the the responsible get a note. The task has been abandoned. Means go check what's happening. Maybe something happening. So when we finish this project, the same one, I'm like, we can adapt it to Alzheimer centers. And then I reached out to the National
that's
Alzheimer
awesome.
Center to try to put all the participants or the stakeholders
Hmm.
and partners in the same loop. And now we are moving forward with the project, and it
So,
really have an amazing potential to 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 to
so
help
what?
help people.
I mean, listen, this is amazing. But first of all, like again, we're gonna backtrack because I want people to be able to follow your story. What triggered you to go to the university instead of just finding a manufacturer, independent contractor to create this for you?
Uh, First, to have control on the on on our hardware. We cannot outsource this kind of project. There is smart mirrors companies. There is a few smart mirror builders around the world, but everyone is focused in their market. But there were no smart mirror that's for North American market. Something that's not
Gotcha.
it's not a Yahoo, it's not a Baidu, or it's not another like brand or that we don't know here that it's not adapted to our reality. So there is a problem with that because when you try to create a smart mirror, you need an operation system, and we had to build our own operation system based on Android
Mm,
that
nice.
and it has to be running on Google services. All those kind of few elements that we use day to day that we don't know, but when
I
you want
see.
to create them, it's pretty hard task, and you don't get the licenses, you don't get the right security patches and stuff. So we had many problems. It's not only the hardware because the think
Of
about
course, of
in
course.
two parts. It's
All
the
the back end
hardware and the
stuff. Yeah.
software. Yes, they have to work together. It's like
So,
building a computer actually, but
yeah, yeah.
technology is.
So, so tell me then, why the mirror? Like obviously that was your inspiration when you saw it. You were like, oh my God, this is pretty cool. But why do you think the mirror was so much cooler than the regular like TV screen or monitor?
Big screen. Yeah, absolutely. But science shows, and you can just type just just type on Google mirror average time spent per day, for example, and you will see so many
Ah,
research about this. We are instinctively attracted by our own reflection. A mirror, it's
mm,
like a um, comment dirais-je? I totally lost the word. I will get back, but
okay.
it attract us in a good way. So normally it's the right place when you want to have someone attention. Passing by a tablet or a TV, it's something that we don't pay attention to it until we need it. But
Smart.
the mirror, even when we see it, we look at ourselves. So for us, pushing something there, it's totally natural, and it's just to have more chance of conversion versus any other uh, device that you can use for your services, for your promotions and everything.
That's amazing. That's very smart. Very smart. Okay. So now listen, in summary here, We have a commercial application for these mirrors. We also have a medical application. Even though I'm very passionate about the medical side of things, we're going to focus on the commercial side for our listeners. Earlier, you mentioned Home Depot, Walmart. Obviously, these are pretty big retailers. So tell me more about this. Like, are you only in these stores in Canada or in the US?
So we started in Canada at first. We for us getting into the US, we needed to have like an office there and a distribution center there,
Mm-hmm.
because all the products must be leaving and returned to an American warehouse. Back then,
Mm-hmm.
during the pandemic, we didn't have that. So we were mainly focused in Canada, but after COVID, yes, we bring the mirror to the US with a few other partners like White Lighting, Lumens. I don't know if you know them. Those guys
Mm-hmm.
are pretty big in their industry, like with more than 2 to 3 million visitors per month on their website. So and we partnership also with Berry Gold. They're owned by Wayfair. So
Mm-hmm.
we partnership with few distributors that they have our they align with our product in high end, uh, how we perceive it as a high end product, which is actually it's not. It's pretty affordable. Uh, but
How much is it per unit, by the way?
it started at 889, okay,
Okay.
for a 13.5 inch touchscreen inside the mirror. It's a round
Okay.
mirror. But if you check online, just LED mirrors sometimes are this price. There is no technology behind it. There's no touch screen.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
There's no voice control. There is nothing besides. And most of the time, they are even more expensive than that. So we're pretty affordable. We have our large mirrors that can go until 4,000, but those can go like custom size for special
Mm-hmm.
like residential sometimes, or shared bathroom that need wider mirror with many screens in them for each sink. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
so the prices vary, and then our business model is the hardware prices are pretty much straightforward. Like I said, very competitive. But depending on their business, the service we offer to them, what they want to put in, this can
Yeah.
be variables
Gotcha.
that we work on them like projects. That's why for us as a business, it's not only selling a hardware,
Of
it's
course.
it's adapting the hardware, the software that's going to be used by the hardware for each business. Even for hotels, it can be the same brand, but two different cities, they have two different services, they have two different approaches. So
Mm-hmm.
adapting this to their reality. And a hotel by the beach is not a hotel, a ski resort.
100%.
You understand? So we need to adapt this, and this is particularly one of the challenges we have, because we don't have only one word. This is what it is, but we have to convince to explain because people don't know what it is yet. A lot of people don't know what a smart meter yet. So democratizing a product before to create this need, it's a heavy task. Can be a heavy task for a startup, especially when your name is not Samsung or LG or
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, listen, so a couple questions here. For
yes,
these big retailers,
yes,
normally they have a requirement on the inventory, to be able to keep up with the inventory.
yes.
So, how are you able to keep up? Because, and what's the lead time to create something like this?
Well, for us to create the first prototype, it was 18 months. But from
Wow.
there, once we have the chassis and we have all the le cahier de charge, the hardware, like the engineering
Mm-hmm.
plans, we adapt them to different sizes and forms and shapes. So it was creating the first one that was the most
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
complicated task.
That's
For
awesome.
sure, to create a sustainable a business that's going to last, we cannot depend on a manufacturer. We should own our own manufacturing.
Of
We should
course.
not depend on any part provider. Always having like 3 4 part providers, in any shortcut, any war happen, any so we can adapt pretty quick. Our lead time it's 30 to 90 days. 30 days for the hardware, go until 90 days for software projects that involve integration testings and stuff in a large scale. So yes, 30 days is pretty short though for to create a smart custom mirror, and I'm talking
Yeah,
here
yeah,
door
yeah,
to
yeah.
door, not lead time. It's a door to door service we offer in 30 days.
No, listen, that's awesome. I have so many more questions about like, the company and the mirrors themselves, but I have to make sure that I we talk about AI for our listeners.
Mhm.
So obviously, I mean, your product on its own here is definitely it's AI. These mirrors are artificial intelligence. So tell us like from the get-go, with the advancements in AI, how has this shaped your product to be what it is right now, and how do you see it evolving in the future as AI progresses?
Oh my God, AI, it's completely. When I started the business, ChatGPT was not there. AI was still, for many people, very abstract word, and it's still for now, for many people. But AI for now changing the business internally, I will say it helps my team structure their work better, uh, focus better on tasks, and we have less and less human errors, especially when it comes to follow-ups, to team management. We rely a lot on AI right now. For the businesses we work with, the first AI we integrated was our partnership with Google. They provide us with a native Google Assistant for our recent model. For our first model, and for our recent model, one of the recent model, we used AI as virtual try-ons for retailers. So if someone visits our website, you can go try it. It's in the retail section. There is this Hylo icon. Click on it to try glasses. So we used this AR solution for glasses stores. So because sometimes
Mhm.
they are very limited on the number of frames they can have, the colors. So
Yeah, yeah.
with one frame, people can sit in front of the mirror and change colors and change lenses, change sizes virtually. So once they're sure that they have the right one, now they can order. So for the store, he doesn't have to always have full stock of all variation of products. Almost impossible. So for them, it's a sell. It's not a lost sell. That's how we started
Mhm.
with them. But the mirror mirror with the in retail stores take different forms. We have so many projects, different from one to
Yeah,
another. And many of them that are under NDA that I cannot share. But those are very.
of
This one I
course.
shared to you with. It's pretty pretty clear example of how AI work in with our mirrors.
I mean, listen, that's awesome, man. I can only imagine, excuse me, I can only imagine all the different projects you have going on because as I'm speaking to you, I'm also thinking, wow, he could do this with that. He could do this with this mirror, Um, from we're talking about advertising, marketing, all that kind of stuff. So that's awesome. And so what challenges do you see though in the future for you guys, and how would, you know, AI in, in a few years will be able to potentially help with that.
Or AI, I see it as a personal concierge, like especially like the focus we're having is for real estate and for hotels, but for the hotels, it's the where we can apply the AI the most. Like I said, like for just imagine yourself in this room where you have this avatar standing in front, like a human appearance. When you need him, just click on, and he will be like, he knows exactly who you are. When you checked in, he did not research, not online research, but he have like the data from the hotels. If you're in
Hmm.
there, your age, he can cross match data to give you some um, help in your
Hmm.
in your trip. For instance, a 30 years old who checked in from a cold country to a hot country. It's kind of guessing what's the
Yeah, yeah,
climate
yeah.
you like to have. And this can goes in very, very large directions. So I see it as a very personalized, real-time assistant that every time, everywhere someone put himself in front of the mirror, he can get some very custom advice, insights, guides, uh, very custom to the person in front. If he detect there is family around, if we see if we detect there is like kids a certain age, this all those variables
That's
that the
awesome.
mirrors can take
Yeah, yeah.
to compute and bring some ideas without having you to think and
Yeah,
start
yeah, yeah.
searching and filtering. This when you travel, especially with kids, there's so many options. Everyone want to go to all
Of
directions,
course, of
and you spend
course.
more time searching than enjoying. And so this is just a tiny part of how it can help. And the same area, like think about it in the hallway of the hotel as well, in the elevator, where you can speak to him, he speak to you in a conversation uh, where he kind of knows you everywhere you go.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Nah,
So that's
listen.
for me, it's a dream, but it's almost there because we
Yeah,
almost
yeah,
have
yeah.
all the tools. Just need to bridge them together to make it a one. Uh, I don't know
I
if that
mean,
makes
listen.
sense or not.
No, 100% makes sense. Zach, this is amazing. Hats off to you. You know, you started this in 2018. You had to pivot. You dealt with a lot of uncertainties. And now to be able to diverse in all these different areas, that's awesome, man. Congratulations.
Thank you
I
so
think
much, Carl. Yeah, that's nice to hear.
I think the sky's the limit for Hilo, and I'm really really excited to hear where you guys are in the next 2 3 years because I already know that I know you will make a significant impact not only on the commercial side of things but also on the medical front as well. So listen, I could talk to you all day, but we're gonna cut it to the 30-minute mark for our listeners. But listen, congratulations again, and thank you for your time. Really appreciate you joining.
Thank you so much, Carl. Again, thank you for inviting me, and I hope to talk to you. I hope to have you to see you again in here in a year or two.
Definitely.